Against Hull Kingston Rovers. They've not won on this ground in Super League for 7 years. The teams and Rovers boast the top goal kicker in Super League in the Italian international on the wing, Josh Montalato, 25 successful kicks to his name already. On the other flank, Ken Seo has 7 tries so far, only Castleford's Justin Carney has got more. In the forward, Sean Lunt began the season with the Huddersfield Giants, then he moved to Rovers. 2 tries on his debut against the Catalan Dragons here. Tyrone McCarthy left Warrington, had a year out in the lower grades in Australia, and now he's back in Super League. And on the bench, Aaron Ollett makes his first appearance of the season, his first in Super League since last July. For St Helens, Mr Versatile, Lance O'Hire, started the last 2 at hooker. He's full back this evening. And it's an all ex-Hull KR half-back partnership. Travis Burns was Rovers' leading point scorer last year. John Wilkin was here at the outset of his career 15 years ago. In the pack, Mark Flanagan steps straight back into the side to replace the injured Joe Greenwood, and James Roby starts at hooker. And on the bench, Josh Jones returns to the 17. He has yet to play 2 games in a row this season. So the scene is set, and this new look squad for 2015 that is Hull Kingston Rovers. 14 of the 22 players used so far by Chris Jester have been men who have made their debuts in Super League this year. Well, St Helens have cruised through the first rounds of 2015, to be fair, but they haven't won here in Super League since 2007. They've got Wigan next up on Good Friday, the club that ended their winning start to 2014 after an 8-game unblemished start. Rovers know they have to go back to the Challenge Cup quarter-final of 2008 for their last win on this ground. 24-18. They were on their way then, St Helens, to a 3rd Challenge Cup win in a row. Well, the players will come out in a moment, and as they do, we should really remember 2 youngsters who are battling their way through serious illness at the moment. First of all, 8-year-old John Paul Waring. He is a St Helens supporter. He's watching tonight in Manchester's Children's Hospital. He's recovering from a bone marrow transplant. We wish him all the very best. And in this part of the world, of course, Connor Lyons. We mentioned him on Boots and All on Wednesday. He's the 14-year-old who's in intensive care after surgery to remove a blood clot on his brain following a game of rugby league on Saturday. He's a massive Hull Kingston Rovers fan. The players all warmed up wearing special t-shirts for him, and these youngsters holding the Super League flag tonight, they are his teammates from the Lambeth Lions. So a fantastic effort, hopefully from around the world of rugby league, actually remembering Connor Lyons, as you can see.
Well, he's hopefully watching this game tonight here in Leeds, and very thankful to the Rugby League Benevolent Fund that have assisted him and his family in the immediate needs that they've had, and will do until he returns to school and makes a full recovery. So good luck to Connor, and hope to see him at a game in the near future.
2 young men then who are at home, or we hope at home, probably watching in hospital, to be fair. And they're both cheering opposite sides tonight, Steve. Hull KR and St Helens. James Charles, the referee. What are we expecting from this? Points and tries, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. You've already mentioned that Hull Kingston Rovers, they've conceded the most tries in Super League so far. St Helens, as we know, top of the table, they're running hot, especially their skipper, John Wilkin. He was absolutely magnificent last week. Man of the match performance. And the big thing, I suppose, for Chris Chester, the Hull Kingston Rovers coach, is whether the forwards can just stop, especially the front row of Walmsley, Kyle Moore and James Roby. Roby will be the instigator. He'll push him around the park. But can the Rovers stop the rampaging 2 props, Walmsley and Amore? It's going to be a big ask for Adam Walker and James Green. But I think this could be brutal in the opening 10-15 minutes.
Well, Travis Burns was a Hull Kingston Rovers hero this time last year. There he is now in the colours of St Helens, and he gets this game in the first Utility Super League underway, and the first bounce and straight into the arms of Josh Montalato. And this is what Hull Kingston Rovers do. They love to throw the ball about. The only thing they have to really learn, and maybe Jamie Peacock could teach them something, is how to tackle.
Yeah, it has been a problem with Eddie, but it's quite obvious at Chris Chester. Even from the kick-off there, you can see they don't want a forward battle. They know this St Helens pack is enormous. So they want to give it as much air out wide, and why not? They've got two great halfbacks in Terry Campese and Albert Kelly. If they can get plenty of possession, they will trouble Saints tonight.
That's James Green, who is grounded 40 metres from his own line. And this is what they do. They try and get the ball out wide as often and as early as they can, the Hull Kingston Rovers. Sean Lunt, been such an important signing for them over the past couple of weeks. Gets the ball away, and a little dab over the top was from Albert Kelly. He was halted dead in his tracks. It looked like a possible obstruction, but not so.
Yeah, and a good set comes to nothing with a bad kick on the end of it. It was important that Albert Kelly got the first kick away, and his kicks throughout this game are going to have to be excellent. They wanted to shift the ball to keep away from the St. Helens pack and get it out to the fringes. That's all well and good, but your kick at the end of the set must be near on perfect if you're a Hull Kingston Rovers player today.
Alex Walmsley's grounded on the halfway line. He'll play the ball to Roby. Here comes Jordan Turner.
Yeah, good to see the centre taking a lot of responsibility, taking the ball up. And what a great contest it'll be tonight. James Roby against Sean Lunt. Great experience, and that's what pressure defence can do. They've cocked up the ball, but it looks like one of the St. Helens players down. Can't just see who it is at the moment.
I'd say it's Travis Burns.
It's Travis Burns, yes. He put the pass in. Mark Flanagan dropped it, and then Burns hit the ground. Oh, is that a shoulder charge,
Stuart? It looked a shoulder charge from me.
It certainly was a shoulder charge on first look, and I think it's got him in the head. It has straight contact to the head. This could be a very interesting decision for the officials.
Is it a red card?
James Green. James Green is the man who put the shoulder in.
Well, that was definitely late, and he knows it too. This could be a red. It was a bad one. There's no getting away from it, and he's looking nervous.
Only his third start for Hull Kingston Rovers, James Green. Burns obviously the danger man.
Well, he needs to hope that they saw contact chest on chest, the shoulder on chest first and foremost.
Looks worse in slow motion, man.
Well, it's just a penalty on this occasion. You've got to be careful, says the referee, James Child, so he breathes a sigh of relief.
When it initially happened, and none of us here in the commentary box thought late tackle, that was a high tackle. It's only because they stayed down on the floor. I do think that it did look like a shoulder charge, and probably a penalty at the very least, won't it? But
well, I think he's a lucky boy. Simple as that. You know, we're trying to eradicate the shoulder charge, and you can see that he's puffy under the eye there. He could have pulled out of that, and he felt it in Travis Burns.
Well, I'm surprised the incident hasn't actually been placed on report, because there was some doubt as to where it actually hit him. And I thought that probably should have gone on report and given Saints the chance of a free interchange.
But it hasn't.
And surely that will be looked into after this game.
Well, Burns switches the direction of play back to Roby. Short ball then from Vey. And the Rovers defence, Wellham and Campese at full stretch. This now is Wilkin. Wilkin then to Walmsley. Green is in again very quickly. The incident certainly hasn't dented his ambition to get stuck into St. Helens early. Here's Roby again, gets the ball away. Wilkin hits his Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook now.
Pretty solid defence as well.
McCarthy-Scarsbrook was named on the bench originally for St. Helens. Walmsley is all wrapped up and he's held underneath the sticks. Here comes the last tackle, this set of six after the penalty for St. Helens. And a little dab towards the in-goal area. It's bounced back kindly. It's come back for Wilkin. And Wilkin, on his return again to Hull Kingston Rovers, gets St. Helens up and running, the league leaders and champions. The travelling support delighted. John Wilkin delighted. Man of the match against Warrington last week. He was here for 2 years, 2000 to 2002. 8 tries in 39 appearances, and he's come up with the opening 4-pointer here tonight.
Well, this was the high shoulder charge there on Travis Burns, and I must say that James Green very fortunate, but so was John Wilkin. He tried to put the kick in, it got the ricochet, and watch how it just bounces up ever so neatly, bang, straight into the arms. He knew he was going to score the try. They paid the price that the Rovers gave away the penalty. Watch how it ricochets off them. Graham Horn couldn't do anything about it.
So Wilkin gets the first try, the first 4 points of the night. His second try rather of the season, and 96 career tries following last week's effort against Warrington, so 97 now for Wilkin, and he is edging towards the 100 mark. Kieran Cunningham, Sean Long won't be too happy with the tackle and the conversation with the doctor for Travis Burns, but they'll be delighted with the start they've made, and if Burns can add the extra here, we will then have a 6-point lead for St Helens, which we do. Let's go down to Bill.
Eddie, interesting that Simon Perrott, the Saints team doctor, very concerned about Travis Burns and double checking. Travis Burns insistent that he's okay, he's determined to stay out there, not at all confused, but it did seem to be before the game had started, because he actually, of course, ex-Rovers, he actually wandered back into the home dressing room at one point this evening on his way down the tunnel before remembering he was a Saints player, and he's got those 2 points anyway for St Helens, and I'm pretty certain he's determined to stay out there.
Well, Eddie, you'd have to say it was self-inflicted, really. I'd go back to Albert Kelly's poor kick on their first set, and then James Green's needless penalty. Wanted to keep an eye tonight on the left-hand defence for Hull Kingston Rovers. They've been very good when they've been attacking with the ball. Campese over on that side. But this season, they've looked vulnerable in defence. Matalato, Wellham, Campese and Blair all can defend, but haven't been defending cohesively together as a group. And I think St Helens, you saw them switch a play back there in the set before the try. I think that's somewhere that they might go. So look for the right edge attack of St Helens, left edge attack of Hull Kingston Rovers.
Early scores coming in from the other matches being played tonight. So this now is St Helens with Burns deep inside his own half, inside the 40 actually, and maybe he went for a 40-20 attempt, but it's picked up by Montalato.
Oh, it was a great kick. He must still be slightly dazed as well, Travis Burns, but he'll be very, very pleased with that. Look how far they've got into the territory of this Rovers outfit. And as we see so often, James Roby round the ankles time and time again. Tireless defender.
Chris Wellham, he's looking to pinch a penalty there, because the Rovers supporters and Wellham, I think, believe that Louis McCarthy-Scarisbrooke was stood in an offside position. But here is a forward pass that's gone against Sean Lunt, who looks bemused, a bit bothered and a little bewildered.
Well, he delayed it, and there's no doubt about it that Walker is about half a metre in front. Well, the error came about by the big hit by James Green, and now Sean Lunt, all that experience, just held on too long. The big fella wanted it straight away.
We've just been checking the records, by the way, as you see Sean Lunt and the front row packing down for Hull KR. James Green, who seems to be playing with no fear tonight, he played on loan in the same Batley side as Alex Walmsley, his opposite number tonight in the St Helens jersey. He's obviously seen how well Walmsley has done in Super League since he has come into this St Helens side, and maybe he wants a little bit of the same for himself.
Well, he's putting himself about. On one occasion, not correctly, but on the other occasions, he's certainly not shirking the defensive system.
This is Roby, they're 11 metres out, gets it to Travis Burns, who fires the pass out wide. That's good defence.
Yeah, you pick your line, and Chris Wellham certainly did that. This should be, thought they might kick early, but no, Wilkin wants to take it through. Now they will Roby take that responsibility. Travis Burns wants it on the left-hand side, and he's going to get it.
Burns again, seeing plenty of it. He hoists the kick out wide, looking for Adam Swift. The ball bounces back and still goes back. It's still play on. Burns will have a dart at them. And Burns is tackled, loses the ball, and here goes Albert Kelly in the response. He'll play the first knock on, the referee. That was the free play. It was a knock on by St Helens, he says, so it's going to be the free play.
You know, I think Albert Kelly is going to get this ball in the end. I think he's going to score the best individual try of 2015. I don't know what game it's going to be in, but as you see here, he almost counter-attacked from his own try line as the ball goes free and bounces up for him. He's an instinctive attacking player. I mean, a lot of players run at him to try and make him defend. Boy, he is so good, whether it's a chip and chase or what. He's got something special in him. I just can't wait to see it.
This is Ken Seo now. Only Carney at Castleford has scored more than his 7 tries so far this season. That's another tremendous run from Maurice Blair. He plays the ball quickly. Campese and Kelly in centre field, surrounded by light blue jerseys.
Yeah, Carl Amor picked him out as well. A little bit of a red cross past that. But the biggest problem for the home side is that they can't get into the St Helens half. Look, it's on the last. Still haven't made the halfway line. That means the kick has to be good.
And that is a better kick from Kelly, but still straight into the arms of Adam Swift. But at least they turn it over 10 metres away from the St Helens line.
If the kick is deep and the receiving team, which is St Helens on this occasion, can get it there on that first 20-metre line, it's inevitable that they're going to get into the opposition's half. And they're virtually there now.
Saints trying to play with a lot of pace, aren't they? Trying to get a quick play the ball away.
But a lot quicker than what the Rovers are doing. Oh, silly penalty. Well, he has all the experience in the world, but just hanging around. Referee said release him, and he made no attempt to do it.
You can trace the problems back, though. You talk about where he caught the ball. It's also about the quality of that tackle when the man returns the ball. Adam Swift got a quick play of the ball, and Hull Kingston Rovers were struggling ever since then until eventually they conceded that penalty.
Roby then restarts to Lanso higher, and Walmsley again takes the ball forward for the Saints. Now it's with Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. And my apologies as well to the man who filled out the team sheet. He was named in the starting 13. I think I said earlier he was the substitute, but he isn't. He's on the field from the start, as is Mark Flanagan, who was named as the replacement for Joe Greenwood, who's out injured tonight. Roby gets the short ball away, and this time Rovers do muscle up in defence. That's Green and Campese working hard on their own line.
Keep your eye out for Turner. Oh, they've gone back on the other way, but they'll be screaming for it. Turner.
Yes, Turner and Swift are out here. They've got at least one more man than they have in defence, Rovers. That was played at, and so play on.
Here you go.
Kelly! He's ploughing up the ground. Has he got the pace to get there? There's 5 Saints jerseys after him. He'll score a length of the field try. Then it is Phil. You call for maybe the try of the season. Was that it?
Well, it certainly was a spectacular effort. It looked as though it was going to be tracked down, but it was just playing with them. It's as though he went down into second gear, and as soon as they got near, he slipped into fourth. What a great fight back. The kick wasn't good. Remember, the kick wasn't good from Wilkin when he got the through, and Phil Clark called it. He said some point during this game he makes the break. I thought they may have just cut him down, but watch him, it just slows down and then kicks again. Good stuff. Boy, did they need that.
You know, the only thing this try score shows, Eddie, is his speed, and I had no question about that. I also think he's one of the most skillful players we've got in Super League. His chip and chase, his long pass, his short pass, and obviously his evasion as well. He's able to step through defenders.
You know what he is as well, Phil? He's a very tough player. He played a lot of his junior rugby in the forwards, believe it or not. He's not the biggest of men. He's fearless. You can see that when he decides to run the ball. He's not scared of taking the line on. He absolutely called that correctly. He put his foot out to block the ball in case it went low, positioned his body so he could collect it cleanly if it came anywhere close to him. That's a difficult skill to pull off as well. That ball's coming at you pretty quick. He made it look effortless.
Yeah, it's an amazing, isn't it, how the rubber, the green can go against you or for you.
Here's Montalata now to try and add the extras. He's been kicking so well this season, and he's kicking well again tonight. And, well, Chris Chester has just seen, as we have just seen, Albert Kelly's 5th try in 7 games and his 4th in 4 here at home, and this is one of the best.
Yeah, it certainly was, and you can see there that there's plenty of bulk there. A lot of hard work in the gymnasium, I'm sure. But remember, it was Wilkin's kick that ricocheted nicely for him, for Wilkin to go over and get the first try, but it wasn't going to get that same sort of luck with it. Ricocheted away, and Mr. Kelly did the rest.
And
Game on.
He's got some pace, as Kelly, because it was Adam Swift who was trying to chase him down, and Swift is no slouch. So 6 apiece here at the KC Lightstream Stadium. Friday night Super League live on Sky Sports 1, and this is Tyrone McCarthy. And I mentioned at the top of the programme that McCarthy is back after a year out in Australia with the Cairns-based club Northern Pride, coached by one Jason Demetriou. This is Green again. He's brought to ground by Vare and Kyle Amor, who play the ball.
They still have the problem though, Hulkington Rovers, okay, they've squared up the scoreline, but they're not getting to the opposition half when it comes to their last. It's got to be another good kick.
Campese with the kick high, but straight into the arms of Tommy Makinson. Lunt following up though, gets the tackle in.
Considering what they produced for the first 14 and so minutes, Hull Kingston Rovers, they should be delighted at 6-all. Forward pass from Lunt, bad kick from Kelly, not a great kick from Campese in that occasion, penalty given away by Green. So they've self-inflicted problems in this game, yet it's 6-all on the scoreboard with 14 minutes, 20 seconds gone. So it's a great position for Hull Kingston Rovers, and one they should take a lot of confidence from.
Some news from Hull Kingston Rovers camp, Bill.
Well, Eddie, just to really build on that point from Brian, because I was talking to Mike Smith, the Rovers chief executive, before the game, and his big worry, in fact the club's big concern, is the state of their pack at the moment, because they've lost so many players. Ryan Bailey, of course, leading the club. Mick Wayman back on the farm in Australia, having to retire through injury, and they really were worried going into this game about what the Saints pack would do to them, but they've held up pretty well so far, and they are in the market, he says. They're looking for replacements for those 2 players and closing in on one.
Well, that's interference on the ground by Rovers. It looked like a knock-on from the Telebay.
Yeah, well, Maurice player, you can see there, he's holding down. He should have been penalised on the first occasion, never made any attempt to roll away from the ruck, which is part of the parcel of the rules. This is just offering St Helens a gift.
Walmsley takes it in on the first tackle, this next set of 6. They're 12 metres away now, and this is danger for Rovers. This now a Televay, brought to ground by Blair and also McCarthy. Roby to Amor, trying to outmuscle them near the line. That's how close Saints are. Roby again, he's looking both ways. He gives it to Wilkin. It was a bit quick. It found its way to Lance Sohaya, and he is halted on tackle number 4, just losing a little bit of territory, the Saints.
Did it not hit? And Roby's going on his own, is he? Can't get it down.
No, he's held up.
I think Graham Horn's got underneath him. That was good defence in the end.
The play previous to that, St Helens had, I think, a 5 or 6 on 3 overlap, and they couldn't get the ball out. Ran it then when they had 4 on 4, and Roby held up over the line.
I just got
the Rovers are being stretched, Steve-O.
Brian, I just got the impression that it actually ricocheted off a Hulkington Rovers body, but it obviously not. Oh, this could be a gift.
It is a gift. It was a tremendous kick. They're lucky that it's found its way over the touchline. Moment of concern for Chris Chester. It's going to be a scrum down to St Helens. Could have been a lot worse. Montelato made an absolute porridge of it, and Welland to the rescue, really, just dabbing it over the line.
I don't think he has to jump. Have you seen how big he is? He's the biggest Hull Kingston Rovers player out there. He's huge. And puts his hand up to run the ball back. Great goal kicker as well. He's been a smart signing. Not the quickest on the field, but never lacks effort. But I don't think he even needs to leave the ground to catch those balls. He's probably got a foot over Tommy Makinson opposite him.
Kieran Cunningham, 16 years as a player, 496 appearances for St Helens, looking to follow the likes of Sean McRae, Ellery Hanley, Daniel Anderson, Nathan Brown, and delivering a Super League title. Looking to deliver 2 points here with another win tonight, and Kyle Amor trying to battle his way to the line. Roby waits once again, and Roby gets the pass away to Wilkin. Oh, and another interception! It's Terry again! He's going to score a second! And Kelly! He leaves Wilkin in his wake. He goes over underneath the sticks. Wow! Albert Kelly has made 2 massive contributions to Hull Kingston Rovers. And both identical.
How's his stats looking at the moment?
Never mind his stats, he's still got 6 numbers for the lottery tomorrow.
Unbelievable how it has turned around on the knife edge of just one man. First he took the ricochet from Wilkins, secondly he's taken the interception, and boy, it's Virtually a carbon copy. Thank you very much indeed. Off he goes. He made it look easier than the first one. If ever a guy is hunting for the hat-trick, it's Albert Kelly. He has turned it all around. Simple as that. Travis Burns just looks to the ground and cannot believe it. Probably Albert Kelly can. What a turnaround.
Tremendous try. He was 24 last Saturday, Albert Kelly. It was at the Gold Coast Titans last year at Like Blair. He got 11 tries in 21 appearances in 2013. Couldn't repeat that in 2014. Well, he's got half a dozen tries in 2015 with Rovers in the first Utility Super League.
Didn't he read it brilliantly as well? He read it absolutely brilliantly. He got that wrong, Eddie. That was a try for St. Helens. He had to read that brilliantly.
Montelato adds the extras. It was academic from bang in front. And from 6-0 down, Rovers have turned the game on its head. Well, Albert Kelly has 12-6.
Well, there are some players who bounce around a few clubs in the NRL in their early years, never really settle, and then come over to Super League, and maybe it's a measure of their maturity. He's getting a little bit older. He finds a club where one or two of the people suit him. He develops his own personality, and I think maybe we're going to see the best of the rugby potential that Albert Kelly has this season, if he can keep his head together and keep his discipline.
Here comes Green on the charge, the big prop forward, in trouble early, but settled himself down.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle royal, isn't it? Especially between James Green and Amor Walmsley.
Ball stolen in the tackle. Matt Dawson, the man picked out by James Child. Penalty to Rovers. That's their first after 20 minutes, and hence the standing ovation for the referee from the Rovers faithful on the far side.
Yeah, you could see Dawson's right hand pulling the ball away.
Jeez, I think that's a harsh one.
I think he had fingertips on that one.
Well, there's going to be touch. He's going to have fingertips on it. He's going to make contact with the ball. I'm not sure there's any pulling movement from Matty Dawson there on that one, Steve-O. I think Rovers will take it though.
They will. James Child.
Well, it's amazing.
Giving a penalty.
You know, positional on this field, Eddie. The Rovers haven't even been at the game, and that's silly play. Well, they're losing the plot. They're just losing the plot to the Saints.
2 penalties in a row. Graham Horn trying to get a quick play of the ball, and was it Flanagan or Roby? Either or.
Combination.
They didn't let him go. So here comes Green again on the charge. Next set of 6.
And it's probably the first opportunity that the Rovers have had to try to get within 15 metres of the goal line.
Nice step from Kieran Dixon. Lovely step from Kieran Dixon.
Boy, there's a few of the Saints players going high and not doing the regulation tackle down low.
Campese just lays the ball off to Adam Walker. He goes through the first challenge. He did well to get through Amor and Vey, but he's doing his best.
You know, he's been one of the best props in Super League. We see the territorial difference. Rovers down here for just the first time in the match.
It's Kelly again for Campese. What a ball wide, a little bit too high though. And Chris Chester grimaces. And Kensio was just about 6 inches too short.
Yeah, just a little bit too positive. You know, there are times, okay, they've taken the lead, they've scored 2 great tries through Kelly, but he knows that they have not had good positional play, and he wanted to stay down there. The kick would have been a better option.
Is that the rough with the smooth, Phil, that you talk about with Albert Kelly? That you'd like him to just hold on to the ball, maybe see out the set. It was a very ambitious pass. Even if he hit the winger, I think he was going to be covered.
I do, yeah, and I guess that's one of you want the good and certainly you don't want the bad, but even players like Andrew Johns through bad passes from time to time.
Well, only St Helens and Leeds, the top 2, have scored more tries and points than Rovers this year. Their defence has been a worry. 32, and with the one tonight, 33 conceded. And going into tonight, that was the same as bottom club Wakefield. 176 points. Only the Wildcats have conceded more, and they're conceding a few more at Wigan tonight. 20 already at the DW Stadium. Wigan on the way to what looks like a big win. Here, well, wouldn't like to predict this. Wouldn't like to predict it one way or the other, the way it's gone at the moment. Thompson.
No, that is for sure. They'll be bemused slightly, will Saints.
That's high, but it's a bit too deep. Oh, and
that's
Dixon.
a real mess. He knows it as Kieran Dixon.
It's a penalty though.
Well, they give him the penalty for him being inside the 10. He called them to stay away, and I actually thought they did stay away. So this will be interesting to see where he is. He certainly stayed well away. And don't forget, because he's in front, he has to give him 10 metres. Even if he doesn't look like he's interfering, if he's within 10 metres, he'll be offside. Is that 10 metres?
I think it is. I think it's been a bit early in the penalty. Either way.
Exactly, either way. They had one go their way against Wakefield, didn't they, Saints? So swings and roundabouts.
Very much so. And by the way, did you see the relief all over Kieran Dixon's face?
Yeah, he knew he'd come
when
up
he
with the error.
realised the whistle had gone for the penalty. So instead of defending their own line, Rovers are attacking the Saints line.
And guarantee, Eddie, that Rovers will want to get the kick when it comes to the last. That's if they don't score a try, of course, but they want to try to camp down there. Just frustrate the Saints' defence even more.
Campese, that's a nice pass. Burns and Vey were there to bring Blair to the ground. Lunt and Campese under pressure from Travis Burns. Bit of a tangle on the floor. Oh, O'Hire has dropped that, and then it's dropped by McCarthy.
Well, they've got away with it. A little bit of handbags in back play. Good refereeing by James Childer, just said get on with it.
I think you might see a bit more of that, Steve-O, tonight. I think Travis Burns and some Hull Kingston Rovers players might be involved in something. I think it's going to get a little bit spicy.
Ball went backwards off Saints.
Very fortunate there. A little bit hesitant when that high ball came through.
Well, last year, of course, the Rovers beat St Helens here by 40 points to 10.
That's a great kick there from Roby.
Hat-tricks on that occasion for Omari Carlo and Craig Hall. And, of course, Albert Kelly now is on a hat-trick here tonight for the Robins. Wellham gets to his feet eventually. Campese at dummy half. Kieran Dixon can't make progress. Wellham maybe can. That was not the best. Here comes Lance O'Hire.
Didn't get far. Messing around there. That's going to be a penalty. Well, the lack of concentration and discipline, I'm afraid, on both sides over the last 15 minutes has gone to pot. Definitely got a knee in there. Not the best pass. Wellham.
So here come the Saints again, trailing by 6 points. They led 6-0, now it's 12-6 to Rovers. Roby in centre field, waiting for the ball to be played to him by Amor. Wilkins seeing plenty of it at the moment, and that's Luke Thompson.
50-50 ball, as you heard the crowd.
Burns attacking this line again, bouncing off a couple of former teammates, then losing his footing in the process. Roby. Scampering run from the hooker, getting to them within a metre or so of the line. In fact, he gets almost over the line. He's sitting on it.
Yeah, he caught them out there. They were very slow, Rovers, getting their first and second marker sorted out. This could be an overlap.
Turner, well, he was forced out wide, and the tackle came in on him from Darryl Goulding. Burns and Wilkin hoist the kick high again left. They know that Mantellato was a bit dodgy under it last time. It's come back to Televe. Here is Makinson, and Makinson goes in for the try. Tommy Makinson for the try. It was another high kick that Mantellato could not deal with. And Tommy Makinson tries now in 5 of the 7 in Super League this year, including one last week against Warrington. That was on his 100th Super League appearance. And he's come up with the try that, if the kick is successful from out wide, will level the scores.
Well, they're messing around, and you can see there's no option for James Child but to give the penalty. And from that position, it was a pretty good kick though from Wilkin, wasn't it? Pinpoint, knocked the ball back, and you can see there when you get the winger coming in to take it, when there was already 2 Rovers defenders that maybe could have done that, that left a huge gap out wide. Watch the winger go when he really needn't to have gone into it. What's he doing there? I'll tell you what he's doing. He's leaving a gap. He had to finish it off well. That's good footwork. He's a talent, isn't he, Tom Makinson?
Yes, he is. Another try to his personal tally. 12-10 to Saints. Now, if Travis Burns kicks this, we predicted at the start of the match you might need an abacus or a calculator to keep tabs on the score. If he kicks this, it's almost a point a minute. And that is exactly what it is. It's all square here at the KC Lightstream Stadium, 12-all, Bill.
Travis Burns having a very eventful return to the KC Lightstream Stadium, and it was interesting. There he goes, just holding that cheek. He told the doctor, Simon Perrott, when he went on that on no account was he willing to leave the field. Don't think he put it quite like that, but he was determined to stay on the field. And interestingly, the signal went out earlier on in the game. Travis Burns kicked to the Rovers' right to Ken Seo and that wing, and the signal very quickly went out: do not kick to Ken Seo's wing, kicks to the other wing. And it's obviously borne fruit for Saints.
Yes, it has.
Good run by the big fella, though, wasn't it? Mossa Masoi. And you know, it's amazing that the scoreline is 12-all, in as much that, you know, Hulkington Rovers really have struggled to get into the opposition half when it gets to the kick and chase game. St Helens have been able to do it on every single occasion.
Eddie, I said last week that I thought St Helens were an even better side than last year. There's a big improvement, and I will put a lot of that down to the improvement in John Wilkins' game. He must be an intelligent person because of his learning potential. He's learned to play a new role as almost a halfback, as we see him make the majority of the kicks in this match. And I think he's been instrumental in the success they've had at the early part of this season in Super League because of territorial advantage his team have had, as Mike's just pointed out.
Kieran Dixon was a little bit shaky under the high ball a few minutes ago, and he was obviously heart in the mouth then when he picked that one out of the air. This is the second live match we have for you this weekend, the third. Tomorrow, tea time, 4:55, Sky Sports 3. Perpignan, Catalan against the Leeds Rhinos. Graham Horn goes to ground. Tackle number 4, still not over the halfway line. Campese, infield it comes. Once again, this is Kevin Laroya, the French international.
And they've done it.
Yes, they're over the halfway as we reach the last. So the kick from Campese will be important. Into the corner, good kick.
Yeah.
Good kick. Because it means that Ohio has to run this ball back. And he gets as far as Wellham and Montelato.
That is absolutely tremendous defence as well. Montelato getting there very, very quickly. This is what you need to apply the pressure.
Adam Swift goes down.
I must say it's been a few problems, you know, for the Rovers this season in regards to in and out the first and second marker, but boy, they're working overtime.
Half an hour gone.
They obviously realise that the man that's just offloaded the ball, James Roby, is so quick and intelligent from dummy half, but they've kept a good eye on him.
19-year-old Greg Richards playing the ball there. Here now comes Alex Wormsley. You go, wow, of a season Wormsley, isn't he? He really is. He's made more metres than any other Super League player this year.
Outside. He's 10.
Dixon underneath the high kick downfield from Wilkin again.
And I think Eddie, I'm right in saying he's offloaded the ball more than anybody else. It's a big feature of his game. He's able to get his big long arms free. Defenders trying to wrap him up, unable to do it. And that gets the likes of Roby, likes of Wilkin, likes of Travis Burns playing off that second phase after an offload from Alex Wormsley. Something I'm sure Hulkington Rovers will have focused on and get some of their smaller forwards tonight to do their very best to contain him, Mossa Masoi, Kylan Moore.
Wellham plays the ball quickly to Lunt. And here comes James Donaldson.
Not a little bit of speed, that's for sure, Donaldson. That's better build-up.
Oh, good hands from Kieran Dixon to Wellham, just patted the ball on. Lunt is waiting. It's Campese. This is the last tackle. It goes high in the air. Here's a tester.
It's a clever kick.
Missed by Swift. The ball has bounced kindly for Lunt. And Sean Lunt, well, it doesn't get there.
No, he's short.
The ball comes back and they touch down eventually. Do they or don't they?
I think he puts it down short. It was a wonderful take. They were under all sorts of trouble from the high kick from Terry Campese.
Was it Donaldson who was underneath all of that? He was the man who came up with the ball anyway from a ruck of St Helens players. This has gone upstairs and there's about 73 questions to be asked. They've got no try on the field, Stuart.
Well, I think there's about 3, so we'll stick with 3. I think the first one is going to be whether the players are onside from the kick, whether there's a knock-on from the kick reception, and then whether the ball was grounded correctly. So there's the first thing. I can see we've got a nice red line there. All the players that are chasing are behind the ball. So it'll be playing from here. What happens when the ball comes down? I think it's a knock-on by Saints. So that'll be a restart if we've got a no try. It'll be a scrum to Hulkingston Rovers.
Because this now is the free play.
This is now a free play. So I think it's looked fairly clear on the first shot that he got his hands to it.
I think he
just gets his fingertips to that. So I think we've got a knock-on from Swift. So he should go on to the grounding now. So he's still got possession, caught it cleanly. And Lunt is tackled, and he's tackled short. Well, the tackle's complete at that point, because Roby's got hold of him. So the ball's come out after the tackle's complete. So it doesn't matter what happens after this. We should be going no try, and it should be a scrum to Hulkingston Rovers.
If the video referees agree with you,
If
that the
they
ball
agree.
touched the fingertips of Adam Swift.
That's right. Certainly, as far as the grounding's concerned, the tackle is complete because the ball carrying arm has hit the ground and it's short. So therefore, if he lets go, tackle's complete. So therefore, we should go back to the scrum. The first knock on by Swift.
Well, it's no try. That is evident. This will be confirmation.
No try. And they'll bring them back. For the, oh, and he's saying it's a turnover. He's going to give Saints the ball.
He's deemed that Swift did not touch that football.
It's worth saying we're unsure, because you got one opinion, Steve, or Stuart, you've got another. We're expecting referees and touch judges to make decisions on that when after 2 minutes of forensic examination we can't come up with the right decision. It's worth bearing in mind. They're under a lot of pressure. This game is played at a very, very quick speed, and we're asking 3-4 pairs of eyes to get the decisions right all the time when we can't sometimes with video technology.
Yeah, good point you make, Brian. You're absolutely right there.
Well, it's good that the referees are utilising the video, isn't it? I mean, quite a few of them at times just completely overlook it. If in doubt, go upstairs, find out.
They did last night about 5 or 6 times.
That's a great kick.
Burns with the kick into the corner. Montellato.
Oh, nearly lost it.
Got it in the end.
Yeah, it did.
Well, he's a big lad, as Brian says. He has to dip quite low to pick that ball up round his ankles.
It's a great name, isn't it? Montellato. It sounds like an ice cream in a cone. And he's putting through a good shift as well. They obviously feel, St Helens, Kieran Cunningham, the coach, feels that, you know, he's pretty tall, but they're still putting him under a lot of pressure with the kicks down onto that left-hand side.
Did well then, James Green, to offload the ball as he fell. Cunningham.
That could have been a flop.
Roby's down and injured. There's your man again, Phil. Kelly playing the ball. Campese, Roby out of the defensive line at this moment. This is Swift, though. That was straight to him.
Yeah, Terry Campese will be furious with that. Well, you know, they got a good opportunity to push him right down into the corner. It went right down the throat.
If you clipped the kicks by both of the teams, it's a clear win, isn't it, for the teams in the blue shirts at the moment, as James Roby's going to receive some treatment here from the physiotherapist.
He's a bit wobbly as well, so I think he's got to leave the field, that's for sure. Ooh, he got the bit wrong, didn't he?
Yeah, couldn't get the head far enough round, and the hip certainly made contact. Ooh, that hurts.
But look, he might be dazed, and look, he doesn't let go of the leg. He makes sure that he completes the tackle.
Well, there are times when this hooker, over the years, has just switched to automatic, Eddie. It's amazing what he can achieve both in attack and defence, and they're doing the right thing. They've got to have him checked out.
Well, they're lucky that they've got Lance Ohio, who's also played at the highest level as a hooker. He's going to stand behind the play of the ball now and replace James Roby in that vital role of passing the ball from the ruck.
Walmsley comes forward again for the Saints. Huddersfield with a late drop goal in that first half by the looks of things, leading Warrington 7 points to 0.
I mean, it's amazing the way things can level up, Eddie, in games. I mean, James Roby, you hope he's going to be okay. You actually hope to see him out on the field. No injury to that player, that great player that he is. But for Hull Kingston Rovers, that could be manna from heaven, having no James Roby to contend with.
Burns with the kick. Kieran Dixon this time allowing it to find its way to Ken Seo. Good chase though by the Saints, led by Flanagan and Wilkin, and also in there very quickly Greg Richards.
And it just shows you, Eddie, that you know, if you allow the ball to hit the ground, you know, it gives you that 5 or 6 meters that you can just force your opposition round, as against being able to take it on the full. The kicking game, I'm with Phil in regards to that St Helens are certainly winning in that department. Well, this is a bad one. Here. This is not a bad one.
Makinson collects it.
And they've got the numbers there.
Kelly was the man who kicked it. He's following up with Seo. He brings him down. O'Hire and Jordan Turner now. Jordan Turner, once upon a time playing for the Black and Whites on the other side of this city of Kingston upon Hull.
When you consider that St Helens have had almost twice as much possession as their opponents, Hull KR look pretty fresh. They're moving around, they get back on position. But this is where Saints generally show their class. He's striking the last few minutes. He's gone for a 40-20. It's charged down by McCarthy.
It is charged down. It's bounced really kindly for him as well. Just lost his footing under pressure from O'Hire, who could easily have conceded the penalty there. Oh, not the best pass. Green spins it wide. That wasn't the best pass either to Blair. He had to reach behind him to collect that. Saints are back in numbers.
Well, O'Hire really should have been penalised, and in fact, professional foul. He could have been given 10 minutes.
Oh, a little backhanded pass into the arms of Swift. And Swift is hunted down by Kieran Dixon. He's quick as well, is Dixon. Quick play the ball though. Turner. And Flanagan spins away from the challenge of, or would-be challenge of Green. Can't get away from the next two.
Well, I was a bit disappointed with the way that Adam Swift, I thought that he was a lot faster than that. He seemed to be labouring through.
That's a knock on by Travis Burns. He says he did not knock on, he says.
He tried to offload it, and I think he tried to pull it back.
This will tell us, did James Child get it right?
Well, it's hard to say.
This might tell us.
Yeah, we'll see better. He's lost it.
Yes, good decision by the referee.
Yeah, well done, James Child. And this could be an important scrum. He can claim all he likes, but watch from the impact, the elbow, that's lost. No control whatsoever.
Very impressive recovery again, Eddie, by Hull KR. When the line was broken, Swift got about the halfway line, but enough of those white shirts got back, didn't they, to prevent St Helens from scoring. Really important play.
It was a risky pass by Leroy, wasn't it?
Yeah, they took the gamble.
They're back in possession with Lunt at dummy half and Campese.
He's organising things out there, Terry Campese, but keep your eye on Albert Kelly. He's buzzing.
Here they come again. Hull Kingston Rovers testing out this St Helens defence all the time. Dixon waits. The ball is played to him by Darryl Goulden. No way forward there. That's solid St Helens defence. Royer plays it once more. Campese. What's the run around? Campese gives it to Wellham. Dangerous Wellham. And always knows where the try line is, this fellow. Blair.
Well, they're a bit short on that blind side, but they'll come open.
Campese, high crossfield kick. Looking for Ken Seo. Oh, the ball has missed everybody. Who's going to win this race? I think Seo has. Ken Seo has won that race. He gives the try without reference upstairs. The high hanging kick. It fooled everybody and the ball bounced cleanly. And then it was purely and simply a race as to who was the quickest to get to it. And Ken Seo won that race. 8th try of the season. And this just might give Rovers the lead as we approach half-time. In fact, they might give us the lead for Rovers at half-time.
Well, it was a lovely kick, wasn't it, by Terry Campisi? I was extremely critical with the way that the Rovers were handling their kicking game in the opening 20 minutes. But there you see the knock-on. Travis Burns definitely lost control. It hit the ground. He tried his damnedest to convince him. But watch this high kick from Terry Campisi. They've sorted their kicking game out. Not the best attempt, was it, by Swift? Great try. It was a huge high kick. Swift but really got to it. Jordan Turner was more intent in trying to just shepherd the man coming through, and the winger says, "You little beauty."
Yes, Ken Seo gets the try, and now that Kelly was hunting the hat-trick, number 7. Had the ball bounced the other way, it might have been his. As it is, it's Seo's. And Rovers do have the lead. That's been a good half, hasn't it, of Super League action. This dreadful record the Saints have in this part of the world is continuing. Can Montelato add the extras? Ooh, he's just dragged it in front of the post, just curled it round a bit too much. The half-time siren had gone in the background while he was lining that up, so Hull KR do take a lead with them into the dressing rooms at half-time. Wilkins' try in 4 minutes, improved by Burns. The Saints were up and running 6-0, but then 2 interception tries from Albert Kelly, 2 in the space of 7 minutes, 12-6. Makinson's try, Burns' goal, 12-all, and right on the stroke of half-time, Ken Seo with the try, and the Robins are ahead by 4 at the break.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
Australia. New Zealand.
Have we got a game on here?
The ICC Cricket World Cup Final, live only on Sky Sports.
There's something for everyone, now that selected 1 litre spirits are only £15 at Tesco.
Enjoy our Easter mega deals now on at Curry's PC World. This Panasonic Smart TV gives you free time 7-day catch-up, so you'll never miss your favourite show from $3.99. This Shark Steam Mop is double-sided, so you can clean twice as much in one go. Just £69. Get an extra 10% off marked prices on selected Beko built-in appliances, like this multifunction oven. Take it home today for $149. At Curry's PC World, we start with you.
This is not going to be easy, lads. You've got to fight. Put your neck on the line. There'll be big decisions to make. You must be first to score. The right decisions will make all the difference. Here's a great offer from Betfred. Betfred, passionate about rugby league. Keep it fun. Gamble responsibly.
There's huge savings in the Harvest sale. This glass table with 4 chairs now $349. But hurry, these offers must end soon.
That's Nick. Yeah, he's a Navy SEAL. Or at least he is when he's online, behind enemy lines. For Navy SEALs like Nick, super-fast fibre broadband from Virgin Media is essential kit that lets them download new games quicker. Because every second counts when you're not being dad.
Why don't you go and sit with Daddy?
Sabotage.
Get the Big Kahuna Bundle with the UK's best widely available broadband for streaming, TiVo with HD at no extra cost, plus service and repairs included. Join at virginmedia.com.
Thank yous. It's great getting them from someone unexpected, and I really didn't expect to get one from my bank. But Lloyds Bank paid me back for a pair of shoes I bought on my card and simply said, it's on us. Apparently they surprise thousands of customers like me every month on anything from some fancy cupcakes to a pair of plane tickets. It's just their way of saying thank you.
It's on us from Lloyds Bank. B&Q are driving down the cost of DIY. Not one, not two, but 5,117 prices all over the shop. Just look at them go! Like this 2.8 kilogram Evergreen Complete 4-in-1, a blooming brilliant £5. Or this Bosch 18-volt combi drill with 2 batteries. Holy moly, it's £82. So there's never been a better time to unleash the B&Q in you. Because price is just the beginning.
Sarah and her companion here are the same age and love the movies. For some sites, this is enough to make them a match. At eHarmony, however, with our 29 measures of compatibility, we partner people on their behaviours, values, characteristics, and, you know, the stuff that counts. So when you step out on an eHarmony date, you know it'll give you butterflies, not a whole lot of corn. eHarmony.co.uk. Join free today.
Their passion, their will, their determination has brought them here. This is WrestleMania. WWE WrestleMania, covered sponsored by 2K Games. Live Sunday midnight, Sky Sports HD box office. To order, Sky customers press the green button now or see channel 743 for further details.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
Well, we have all 4 days of the Masters live from Augusta coming up on Sky Sports, April the 9th to the 12th. One of the greatest tournaments in the world. One of the majors, of course. The Masters all 4 days live next month. Here in the First Utility Super League, half-time, Hull Kingston Rovers. Can't believe watching this first half that they are second bottom, but they lead the champions by 16 points to 12. And Chris Chester, knowing that from the start of next season, if you missed the news early and you're just tuning in, Jamie Peacock, the Leeds legend, will be coming here as the football manager. And he's just pointing out one or two things to his players. They've done really well. And Travis Burns got a bit of a belt early in the match. And you can see him there in the centre of your screen, just towards the wall there at the back, having some more treatment on what obviously is a troublesome injury near the ear and the eye. OK, first half, and entertaining first half too. Brian and John.
Yes, thanks very much. Absolutely entertaining. And Kieran Cunningham, I'm sure, aware that Hull Kingston Rovers have finished recent games very strongly. Some good second half replies from them. They got off to a great start, St Helens. John Wilkin try, 6-0 in front. Then Albert Kelly hit back with 2. We're going to have a look at the second of those, John, but also look at why Kelly will know will be heavily involved in attack, why he will be heavily involved in defence as well.
He scored his 5th and his 6th tries in the first 40 minutes. It may or may not surprise you to know that he stands second in the tackle charts for Hull KR as well. He's a target all across Super League. People know he's not the biggest bloke. He's not known for his tackling. And you could see that in the Saints' game plan. I'll just pick Albert Kelly out for you as he gets a little bit closer to that defensive line. And you saw Swift changed his direction completely from the run to try and pick him out. And they do that. They did that quite consistently, as with Terry Compese on the other flank. And that's the reasons for that are twofold. That's to aim for some quick play the balls like this and go at him again, and to take some juice out of his legs. Why? Because he's one of the most flamboyant players in either hemisphere. He had an outstanding season in 2013 with the Gold Coast Titans. He was doing this sort of thing.
This is after going 100 already.
This was his second 100-metre effort, and he did look to be toying with the defence then. That, as I said, his 5th and his 6th try. So a well-known attacking threat, and somebody certainly that Saints will be looking to keep an eye on, not just for things like that, but also as a target to go out on those flanks early in the play.
Well, that on 17 minutes made it 12-6 to the home side. St Helens hit back. Tommy Makinson scoring a try on 26 minutes. It came from a kick. They're finding a little bit of difficulty in breaking down this Hull Kingston Rovers defence.
But they're crucially, and this is why I think perhaps Saints may have the better of the second half, they are behind on the scoreboard, but you put 12 of those 16 points down to 200-metre runs against the end of against the run of play from Albert Kelly. On the other hand, Saints...
Two Saints tries down to kicks.
And they have come from mistakes as well, but they've earned the right for these kicks. They've spent the time in the right area of the field through hard work in the middle. I just brought these a little bit closer in for to show you the great footwork from Tommy Makinson. There's no surprise as well that Terry Campese and Albert Kelly are not targeting Tommy Makinson. Rather, they're going for the fullback and for Swift on the other wing for the mistakes.
Well, it was a try that put Hull Kingston Rovers in front. That was scored from a kick as well, but not exactly, I'm sure, how they had planned that. The ball did bounce before eventually ending up in the arms of Ken Seo just as the first half came to a close.
I think this is where they think they're going to get the most return. Lance O'Hire before he moved to hooker, and from Swift, who got the mistake out on this occasion. Just thought I'd zoom Campese there. Never takes his eye off the ball. Very well executed. Drops it in a perfect area of the field. Bad read really to get up there, and I think he's jumped a little too early, if anything, as Adam Swift. Just a point on Makinson. Makinson now at fullback. He's somebody they want to avoid at all costs. He's a great kick returner, great footwork, and he's somebody who can get Saints on a roll. They're going to need that. Okay, great position for Hull Kingston Rovers to be in. As you said, Eddie, they're upsetting the odds at the moment. They got 40 minutes to hang on. St Helens, they got 40 minutes to come back in.
They have, and these Hull KR supporters, they know as well as anybody the poor record that the Saints have in this part of the world. They've only won once in Super League here since 2007. It was Rovers' first year back in the big time. Paul Wellens, James Graham got tries in a 40-0 rout. Boy, how times have changed. It's the Rovers who lead at half-time in 2015.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
The new BMW 1 Series. Pure BMW.
Cometh the hour. Cometh the inner steel that can come from only one place. A Ginster's peppered steak slice.
There's huge savings in the harvest sale. This comfy 3-seater recliner, now $499. But hurry, these offers must end soon.
He knows, but do you know that Head & Shoulders is the UK's #1 shampoo? It starts to work on dandruff after just one wash. It's also validated by the British Skin Foundation for great looking hair that's up to 100% flake-free. Why choose anything but the UK's #1 shampoo?
See the sunrise.
Your life is a story. Change it with Dulux.
Matt Wallace tweeted, "The game's not on telly tonight, Paddy. Gutted." Well, we hear you, Matt, but not to worry. Paddy Power's app has got you covered. Just open up our shiny new Pitch View and follow all the action as it happens. Then have a look at the stats. That was Stoke's 81st throw-in. Ha! And if your team's under the cost, deep into squeaky bum time, you can always cash out early. Don't spend it all at once, Matty. Oh, he already has. That's scandalous. Download the Paddy Power app now. We hear you.
Spring brings a burst of beautiful colours and a blooming good deal. 3 for 2 on Wix and Dulux coloured emulsion. Wix, let's do it right.
There's something for everyone now that selected 1 litre spirits are only £15 at Tesco.
The perfect start for Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton, the reigning champion, off to a flyer. Now we move to the heat and humidity of Malaysia, the most physically demanding of all the tracks on the calendar. The question is, who can raise their game and challenge the frontrunners? Ferrari are improving. Fernando Alonso returns, and Red Bull's row with Renault looks set to continue. All these factors add to the intrigue this weekend. Join us for qualifying at 9 a.m. tomorrow, live on Sky Sports F1.
Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix. That will do very nicely indeed, I'm sure.
Next stop, Malaysia.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
We're warming up nicely for a pretty good Easter. No wonder you love your Super League here on Sky Sports. Well, this time next week our Easter programme will be underway. We have the Big City Derby next Thursday night at 7:30 Sky Sports 2. Good Friday 2, Castleford Leeds 12:30 Sky Sports 1, followed swiftly by Wigan Saints at 2:45 on 1. And then on Monday, Warrington Castleford 2:40 on 1, with Catalan's Witness at 4:55 on 2 on Easter Monday to wrap things up. Well, it's come to our attention that in the NRL, the premiers of 2014 South Sydney Rabbitohs lost to Parramatta, their first defeat of 2015 this morning. Is lightning going to strike twice here tonight in the Super League, as our champions are up against it? They trail by 16 points to 12 as this second half gets underway, and the Saints have the first use of the football in the second 40, and Walmsley, as he has done from minute one, just trundles the ball forward again for St Helens.
I think patience will be the key. What Kieran Cunningham has said to the Saints players is don't get too excited. There was a period in that first stanza when they went through 15 minutes giving away silly penalties, not doing the right thing, just losing the plot slightly. They've got to get back to the professional approach that they've already shown this season. But it is on the cards. It's a bit of a bogey ground, this. That's forward.
Well, it's a knock on anyway by Adam Swift. Flanagan's pass drifting forward slightly, but in the end the mistake from Swift, couldn't pick it up round his toes.
Got a happy chappy. And I don't think Kieran Cunningham will be impressed. Oh, they've got it back though, have they? No,
they haven't.
Back to 6 as well.
Wellham down this left-hand side. Chris Wellham, solid enough run, takes the tackle, didn't panic. And Walmsley got to it, knocked the ball forward.
That's a high shot.
High shot on James Donaldson.
What did I just say? A little bit of patience, control. Again, the plot is lost.
They're going to go for 2 points here. They've elected to go for the 2 points on offer.
That's not a bad option either.
But it'll stretch it to a converted try, the distance
and not
between the two
that,
sides.
Yeah, this guy's strong enough to make sure that even if it misses, they'll get the ball back from the dropout.
You don't think, Mike, on the balance of probability, they're going to have to score a few tries to win this second half? And the best chance they've got of doing that is when they're at this end of the field. I think that, well, I may be proven wrong here. I think they've got to go for tries. To win in Super League, you have to score tries.
Well, it could be a mental approach. Remember, it is a bogey ground for the Saints.
And he's missed it. So it doesn't really matter now. They will get the ball back, as Steve rightly said, but maybe now they would have changed their mind with hindsight. Let's get the half-time news from Bill.
Well, Eddie, Hull Kingston Rovers really do, I think, sent a great opportunity here, because Saints are in a bit of disarray, because James Roby will not be coming back out onto the field for them, suffering from concussion after getting that tackle all wrong towards the end of the first half. So Saints are going to have to do without him for the remainder of the game. And Hull Kingston Rovers, with their noses in front, the tails up, really do have a chance to capture another big scalp. Remember, they've already beaten Wigan this season. How about Wigan and then Saints?
Yes, it would be a dream for them, and it would certainly lift them away from the foot of the table, which is the number one aim. Lunt again, the ball comes infield to Tyrone McCarthy.
He's worked hard as well as the loose forward, getting him into a good position here.
Here's Campese. It's it wide to Wellham, further wide it goes to Montalato. Flying try, is it legal touchdown or not?
Well, he's got to go upstairs, but I tell you what, how many have we seen this season? To dive into the corner, and it really has brought a lot of excitement since the Rugby Football League stopped. If you hit the corner flag, they're limited that, and I think he's got it down. I really do.
Stuart?
Well, the referee's awarded the try, or he thinks it's a try, so it's all about whether he gets the ball down. I don't think there's any drama about him being in touch. Where does he put the ball down? Does he get it down in the field of play? Well, his whole body's off the ground there, so there's no need to look at that.
The foot on the line.
The foot on the line, Stuart. The left foot
player.
That's the Saints player. So he's airborne.
Right.
So what happens to the ball? Does he get it down inside the line? Oh, he's put it down on the line. That'll be no try. What a great effort, though.
Well, if the ball touches the in-goal area and the touch in goal simultaneously, is it a try or no try?
Simultaneously, it is no try. It's got to be in the field of play. If it touches any part of that line, it's no try, and I think that'll be the decision.
Well, it's a shame because it was a magnificent effort by the winger. This will be wiped off, sadly.
Only centimetres in it. It was a flying leap from Montalato.
You know, I'm being picky, but with the curve of a ball, you'd imagine that the first thing it hits will be inside the field of play and not the line, the natural curve. But the decision's be given, and Hull Kingston Rovers are just going to have to suck that one up. But I tell you what, wasn't it a ball by Campese to put Wellham on the outside of his opposite man? That was the pass. That was the key to it all. The speed and the accuracy of that pass made that try opportunity.
The one thing about Terry Campese, he's not the quickest, and he realises that. It's very rare you'll see him make a break, but you know he's got the experience. Late in the first half, you know, the little runarounds. He likes to control things out there. That's a good kick.
Yes, it is from Wilkin.
Belter.
Dixon has to run it back from his own in goal, and the blue wall has arrived. Campese mightn't be the quickest physically, but mentally he is.
Well, especially with the fact that, remember that high kick that he put up, that created that try. So it's game on, and we've seen that Saints, not just this year, but in many, many years, they have the ability to fight back. Don't write them off, but they're struggling at the moment.
Well, Chris Chester's first game in charge, 6th of July last year. St Helens came here just days after Craig Sandercock's departure, and Rovers won 40 points to 10. Oh, this is a good run. This is a sensational run from Sean Lunt. Just delayed the pass, eventually got it away, and then it's lost forward. Albert Kelly could not hold on to it.
He knows how important Chris Chester would be saying to himself, oh, we've got into a good position. Lunt, one of the very rare occasions in this game that he's made the clean break. They couldn't finish it.
When you play the champions in sport, be it football or rugby, they only give you so many chances to win against them before sooner or later they'll take theirs, and we've had two opportunities there now for Hull Kingston Rovers. This is a classic piece of St Helens here now. When you think they're on the ropes, they strike from nowhere, and the focus for defence has to be at its best here now for Rovers.
Here they come with Greg Richards, and he's got them for offside, not standing square.
Well, it's going to be a struggle as well, not only with injuries out there for St Helens. It looks as though Alex Walmsley was receiving treatment in back play. He's not 100%. You can see that he's hunched over at the back. They've lifted the arm saying he's going to be A-OK, but I'm not so sure. He's got through a ton of work during this match.
Big set for Hull Kingston Rovers now. You expect Saints to throw plenty at them. Good attacking position.
Mark Flanagan with the first drive in. Long and Cunningham watching on, and Walmsley, a big scream from the far side of a forward pass from the Rovers fans. Look where they are though now after just 2 tackles gone. Here's Lanso Hire, and they get to him in the shape of Sean Lunt. Now Wilkin. Wilkin gets the ball away, and Travis Burns trying to go in between three of them. Oh, and there's a Rovers player there who is trapped, and it's James Green who is hurt. He can't get up off the field. And O'Hire goes for the line, and he's held up.
Yeah, Dixon just got the knee underneath it. Did well there. Lance O'Hire thought that he'd got it down, but to no avail.
Did well, Kieran Dixon. He's missed the last two. And his try, first for Hull KR, sealed the win against Wigan here. Wilkin dabs the ball in, but that's easy for Montelato, and he'll return the ball with interest. Wants to get on with it.
Should have been a penalty. Had a second go of it. Good
Maybe that
position.
should be a penalty, because Vale was never back to 10.
Well, I think he's gone back 10 metres, so he puts himself back on side at that point.
Got them for offside now.
Well, I've just got a little bit excited there. Quite a few just went a little bit too early.
Bit of a quieter tonight than we've seen him so far this season. Televe started all 7 so far. Just wondering before the match whether there he is in the tackle, number 11 for Saints, whether he will turn out to be the bargain buy of the season. Walker brings it forward for Rovers. Now then, something here for Campese to build on. He finds Kieran Dixon, and they're trying to put Dixon over the whitewash. Dixon gets the ball back, but had to release it. Goes out anyway.
Was there anybody pulling? There's certainly a lot pushing. The Rovers fans. Well,
that's great defence. Josh Jones and Travis Burns, they've read that brilliantly. Kieran Dixon is running an outline. Best thing you can do is hold him up, take him out towards the sideline. Well, the two defenders there have read that perfectly. There's a temptation to go and smash and put him straight on the ground, but that's quite obviously the better result.
Travis Burns' face is a constant source of worry to St Helens after that challenge from Green. You can see the right eye is closing as the evening progresses. Wonder if he will make it to the Good Friday battle with the Wigan Warriors. He's battling through this match. Travis Burns has also got a bit of a cut eye as well on the other side of his face.
it doesn't look good, does it? In fact, it's very brave for him to actually be out there. The doctors feel that perhaps he hasn't fractured the cheekbone. It looks a mess, I'll put it that way. You know, before this game started, Eddie, I was wondering whether the Rovers pack, especially with Walker and Green, could really handle the likes of Walmsley and Kyle Amor. But they've done a fine job.
You've got to do a job here on Mossy Masoi. He goes through the first tackler. In the end, they get him down. It was good work from Walker, and then there's a little push. O'Hire asking for the penalty, not forthcoming. Blair goes down. Donaldson and Campese with the tackle. They've reached the 5th tackle, have the Saints. Wilkin hoists the kick. And Dixon claims it in the air, and St Helens claim him on the ground.
Good kick, wasn't it, by John Wilkin? Made sure that it didn't go right in the in-goal area, which would have brought them back onto the 20.
We've got a fair bit of time to go in this game yet, Eddie, as we see Dixon snap that one up. But to contextualise this so far, Hull Kingston Rovers leading St Helens by 4 points. Saints unbeaten. And somebody with the experience and the knowledge of Gary Schofield, a wise judge and a great player in his day, he thought St Helens would go through this season unbeaten. We might have now, just a few days after that proclamation, Hull Kingston Rovers turning them over. As I said, there's a lot of time to go, and I have, like him, been impressed with St Helens at the start of this season. But that's just to show you how good this performance is from an injury-ravished Hull Kingston Rovers side against the champions and a team unbeaten thus far.
Yeah, it's a big ask to go through the season without a loss.
The territorial advantage, though, by the team in blue is massive in the first half, and it's continuing that way. You know, if St Helens are going to be the best at one thing this year, it's kicking and chasing, and they trap their opponents so often near their own try line on play one. And that's the reason why here now they're in attack and not that far from the line.
With a Telavey, he gets over the 30-metre mark. And Ohio scoots in from dummy half. Here now goes Mossy Massoy.
Oh, what a run, what a run.
Still going, still going. It was Donaldson he put on his backside. He's right underneath the sticks. Back it comes to Wilkin. Here is Burns. Burns to the in-goal area. Well positioned by Kieran Dixon.
Tremendous stuff by Dixon.
Oh, and a good return as well. Important tackle that by Makinson. He's hurt himself as Makinson.
Something wrong with the arm.
Here goes Wellham. Gets the ball away to Albert Kelly. Kelly, an ankle tap by Adam Swift.
And Wilkins come on. Oh, they've got it. Well, it looked for all the world that Albert Kelly was going in for the hat-trick. There's a bit of handbags in back play. The touch judge is on. Well, it was a beautiful offload, wasn't there? Chris Wellham. And everyone was thinking it's got to be the hat-trick. Just clipped his ankles.
Brian, you said earlier it was going to get spicy. Well, it's going that way right now.
I'm thinking big Josh Matalala would have been looking for the pass on the inside. Albert Kelly decided no. Hat-trick was on. Pass it.
They're going for the 2 points on offer again. Now Montelato missed with a similar range kick not too long ago in this second half. Now, obviously Chris Chester's decision this second half is if anything's on offer, take it.
Yeah, it's hard to describe when you think to yourself, well, you know, maybe a few of the Rovers players they need a little bit of a rest, but also obviously it gives St. Helens time to regroup. So there's pressure yet again.
It's well within his range. I watched him kick it dead from a kick-off against Warrington. Distance should be no problem for this man.
2 from 4 for Montelato. Trying to draw it over the top of the bar this time, and he does. So 18-12. The gap now 6 points. But was Kelly just a little greedy then? Should he have just slipped the pass into Montelato? Was he thinking of a hat-trick?
Well, maybe, but I think he also realised that I think it was John Wilkin that put himself in a good position, that he put him just in front of Montelato. Maybe that forced him to throw the dummy and go down the ground. But he's hunting it. He wants that hat-trick.
Lunt wants to get on with this at a quick play. The ball finds Campesi in centre field, and Mossy Massoy just cleans him out. And he's all over the top of him.
That's good refereeing. They tried to con the official. Oh.
Does anybody else have to come to work and put up with this? Oh.
McCarthy looking to offload then. Hangs on, takes the tackle. Here's the last kick. Didn't get over the top of Makinson from Blair.
Boy, that was a great take from Makinson as well.
Kelly's there. James Roby will not be returning, as Bill has already reported tonight. Concussed in the first half, got a tackle all wrong.
Good work there by Adam Swift. He's had an indifferent game throughout this match, and that looked to touch forward.
Flanagan isn't arguing.
Every Rovers fan thought it. It was certainly 50-50 at best.
Wilkin to Vey. Have to be physical to stop the run from Vey. Wellham and Campesi were. Ohio.
I think Ohio is going to be the kick. Oh, they'll kick for the corner. I think Ohio is going to be the key for Saints. They realise that they're not going to get James Roby's services back on the field of play, and a little bit more running from the dummy half, especially when the Rovers forwards are getting a little bit tired.
And a late shot there from Adam Walker after the ball had gone.
Yeah, silly play.
So they've gone for territory, obviously, trailing by 6. They're looking for the try, and they're looking for the goal to level matters up here. And Greg Richards takes the first tackle this set of 6. Here's Big Mossy again. And he was looking to dump the ball down to anyone behind him. Thought better of it, plays the ball underneath the sticks to O'Hire. That was Wellham. That was Wilkin rather. This is Travis Burns.
Went close as well.
O'Hire again. Oh, not the best. Oh, but they're offside. Hull KR offside.
Not into that. I don't think it was standing square. They went round the side as he was trying to play the ball. Yeah. 3 or 4 you can select, and you can see they grab the arm of O'Hire.
Well, I'll be absolutely amazed if St Helens don't score in these next 6 plays. See him reach round here. They are the competition's best at getting close to the opponent's try line and finding a way over it. Got 5 more chances.
O'Hire into Mossy Masoi. Into Mossy Masoi! He's just short again. O'Hire spins it back to Wilkin. He gives it then to Ateleve. Down he goes. This is good defence from Rovers thus far. How many is that now? 15 tackles. They've had to repel all borders. O'Hire trying to fool them.
And again, Terry Campese, not only is crafty with the ball, but his defence has been solid, though he's got to get out of the way.
He does eventually. That was Flanagan to Wilkin.
Now then, where's the big fella? Mossy Masoi. Surely they'll utilise him.
O'Hire's looking left. Kick is poor.
And that's an understatement. And Kieran Cunningham will not be happy with that.
They turn the ball over again, and look at the amount of territory Hull KR have to make to get up the other end. Not the best kick.
This is where they just want to turn the screw, don't they, and hold them down this end of the field. They haven't scored, and I thought they would in those 6. But they wait patiently for the next 6. Boy, they're putting the shoulder into some tackles.
Yes, they are. And Sean Long's reaction really to that would-be kick from Lance O'Hire said it all. Battle going on at Castleford, isn't there?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we've got a good one here as well.
Campese, oops. And Greg Richards took the legs, and Campese was not happy with it.
Well, the touch judge hasn't come on. Well, they're all in a huddle trying to find a handbag. And I don't think there was one thrown.
It's a tackle in the air they're concerned with. He's off the ground, he's in a bad position. You know, that's a poor effort, that. And that's what the penalty's for. The penalty's upfield where the ball bounces, but that was a poor tackle.
Well, he got the boot right in the face as well. So it was a painful penalty as well. Fair and square. Greg Richards right into the face with the boot of Campese.
You're suggesting Campese's kicked him in the head, Steve-O? Should be red card for Campese.
No. He just collided. Simple as that. It was an accident. I mean, when the guy's got to follow through with a kick, it just shows you how dangerous it can be. You put your body on the line, and sometimes you come off second best.
Yeah, dangerous both ways, that.
Yeah, I think it was just, that's exactly what it was, Eddie. I don't think there was anything malicious in it.
No, it just follows through his kick. It's simple action from any kicker. Have a little word, is James Child.
Whilst he committed to the challenge, in my opinion, you put him in a dangerous position, all right? James. That's why the penalty's been given, all right?
I just asked for consistency. I got hit like that twice and you've not penalised it. So just for our frustration, consistency, I fully understand.
No problem. Penalty's down there.
And the penalty is where the ball bounced, and the referee was being asked by the St Helens captain for consistency, because he claims he's been hit in a similar fashion twice in this game.
Will they kick at goal from this penalty?
Well, it's an interesting decision, isn't it?
I know he's had to guess exactly where the ball bounced, but I didn't feel it went that far.
Gone straight up.
Yeah, he's going for it.
There you go, Phil, there's your answer.
We'll get to see, though, where the ball really bounced in the replay in a minute, won't we? That's he kicked it that far. Terry Campese's done really well.
Well, it is another penalty, and it's going to be another shot at goal by Montelato. And he's just asking Terry Campese not to react in situations like that. It's understandable that he did, and it's understandable also, by the way, that Greg Richards was holding his head. Well, let's find out where the ball did bounce.
Yeah,
Have the officials got
this? You know
this?
what? No, he's 20 metres. Well, he's at 10 metres. 10 metres in the wrong place, isn't it? That makes a big difference to the kicker.
Yeah, it was quick, was this kid, to say it bounced there. This is an important kick.
It is. This stretches the lead to 8. I mean, Saints have got to score twice. He takes advantage. He takes advantage of the 10 metres gift. Hull KR are ahead 20-12, and the St Helens unbeaten record at the top of the table is under real threat now.
He's had a fine game. They've put him under a lot of pressure, but he's stood up to the challenge. And Saints really have to dig deep. I know I keep saying it, but they've got to start getting a little bit more enthusiasm from the play the ball area. They've got to use Lanto higher. Just test that, because I think the Rovers in the middle will tire late on.
Well, the announcement of Jamie Peacock is a great step forward for this club, and they have worked very hard off the field. But Eddie, they'll be rocking today. In about 19 minutes' time, if this scoreline stays this way, or at least stays in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers, this place will go off. This is the unbeaten side and the champions that yet again Hull Kingston Rovers look like at the moment they might be able to overturn here in the city of Hull.
And I think I'm right in saying at the moment the Black and Whites, who they meet in the big city derby on Thursday, are trailing just at Castleford. Catalan-Leeds is the 6th and final match of round 7. It's live on Sky Sports 3 at 4:55 tomorrow. Makinson. Wilkin dropped the ball. It's a free play. Here comes Ken Seo.
Boy, both the wingers for Hull Kingston Rovers have worked overtime, putting their bodies on the line, carting it back.
Seo to Maurice Blair. Saw a little gap and went for it. Dixon's pass to Campese. Short ball from him. And so close for Aaron Ollett. Here's a chance. Dumps the ball down. That's play on. It's 6 to go. Campese, they want it wide. Wellham wants it wide. There's Montelato hugging the touchline here. Couldn't get the ball away. That's the 0 tackle. They've got 6 more to go. Montelato, Campese. McCarthy Scarsbrook has flown out to the line and missed him. Kelly, 5 metres short of the hat-trick. And that's Budebs and again to Campese! Has he got that over? No!
He has not got it down. That is unbelievable. How on earth did they stop him? Was Wilkin underneath and he's offside.
And the referee's cutting for offside. Will this be another 2? Oh, keep it going, he says. Keep running it. Keep running the ball, says the coach. What will they say on the field?
Well, St Helens have come up with the answers so far. There's some great defence. They're conceding penalties. They've been doing that this year. On their own line, they are not scared of giving a penalty away, and they continuously back themselves. Cast your minds back. First game of the season against the Catalan Dragons. 6-7 penalties on a row before they were put on a team warning. Heard a man put in the bin. 1 Catalan's try was all they had to show. St Helens have been defensively very resilient. Here's another one.
Well, the official had called hell.
2 on the run. Budebza finds Campese, and here is Kieran Dixon. And Kieran Dixon's try won the match against Wigan not long ago. Has Kieran Dixon's try won the match against the champions tonight? Keep the ball moving, said the coach. The players took the instruction, and Kieran Dixon tries against Wigan and St Helens. That's not bad on the CV at the start of 2015.
They gave the penalties away, and they have paid the price yet again. They look somewhat dejected. Not the home side. Kieran Dixon. And again, the combination and the lovely pass from Terry Campese. He's controlled the show tonight.
What's Travis Burns signalling for his men to go out, He was comfortable that he got Dixon. Well, he totally misjudged either the speed, the strength, or both of Kieran Dixon.
He's every right to feel happy. This has been a magnificent performance. You know, you wouldn't have thought it. First 20 minutes, St. Helens were all over them. They looked sluggish, did the home side. And yet, 2 interceptions by Albert Kelly just turned this game around, gave them the confidence, and boy, they have continued on with it.
Well, St Helens supporters contemplating a long journey home with no points in the bag and the 100% record going west or east. And Montelato has missed. But 24 points to 12. Saints have to score 3 times to maintain this 100% record.
I think Brian makes a good point here, and I don't think many other players will make the same mistake. You can't underestimate how difficult Kieran Dixon is to tackle. Might not look that big or that he's moving that fast, but he has a low centre of gravity, a great balance like all the evasive players have, and it made him difficult to knock over, and he's knocked himself over the try line.
I just wonder if Travis Burns is 100% fit.
I'm sure he is. He's played for about an hour, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, but I just wonder if it's starting to tell on him.
Well, he went in awkward, just hesitated at the moment, and Dixon was far too strong with the upper body.
Well, the St Helens doctor is a very experienced doctor who regards player welfare as paramount. He wouldn't have left him on the field having assessed him again at half-time if there was any question about his health.
Well, I suppose with the swelling around about the cheek, maybe it could affect his high side, of course, but I must say there was nothing going to stop Kieran Dixon there.
Sam Burgess played in an NRL Grand Final with a similar injury, and I think he played quite well.
He certainly had
just a bit.
Yeah,
just a bit. He won the man of the match, didn't he? Won the medal, the Clive Churchill medal. Campese with the kick over the top of Makinson. Good kick that.
Yeah, what a game he's having. The standoff. He's been so influential.
Well, the game has turned since Albert Kelly's first of his 2 interception tries.
Yeah.
You could see Rovers visibly lift.
And it needs something special at times. You know, get that confidence, you know, the mental approach.
Josh Jones here for St Helens.
Rovers can't afford just to relax. Okay, they've got a 12-point lead. But we have seen so many times Saints coming back. You wouldn't think they could do it against all the odds.
And the black and white's losing, as you've just seen. Huddersfield winning at Warrington, and Wigan have beaten Wakefield. So every minute matters. Charge down. Now then, what can Makinson do from deep? Sean Lunt's been an important signing for this club, hasn't he, for Rovers?
Yeah. He's certainly done a very good job.
Here goes Jordan Turner.
Saints finding it very difficult to make that clean break. He tried to offload, did the big fella, and it's play on.
No, Eddie, I got my prediction for this game badly wrong. I went to Widnes last week and saw Widnes throttle this whole Kingston Rovers side. Rovers found it very difficult to make any ground, and Widnes threatened them every time they ran the ball and moved the ball. I just didn't think the Rovers pack would be able to contend with the size and speed of this St Helens side that have been unbeaten going into this. Well, they've more than contend with them. They've turned the tables, turned it right back at them, and sent them backwards tonight. 24 points to 12 is it. So far, you would expect them to go on and win this game, but so far this has been a brilliant Rovers performance.
And on home soil, of course, where teams can be so much different to those that go out on their travels. This is Welland. They won't be counting anything, though, just yet. They will remember what happened on the opening day of the season when they lost 40 points to 30 to Leeds. They led by 14 points in that game twice. And the result in no way reflected their performance. Is this one going to reflect their performance tonight? Another set of 6 coming for them.
And that's using your brains, the craft, the little chip over the top. Listen to this crowd. Makinson got there in the end, but they know there's going to have more pressure.
Tell you what, if they've not got their tickets for Thursday, this lot, and the big local derby against the black and whites of Hull. I think they might be digging into their pockets tomorrow. This will give them great encouragement to go across the city. Hull against Hull KR next Thursday. You'll be able to see it live. Sky Sports 2 at 7:30. It begins our Easter extravaganza on Sky Sports.
And again, we see the big prop forward, James Green. He's put a shift in. He's come back on to finish this match, but you just can't see Saints getting back into it, mainly due to the fact this fella that's just offloaded.
What about a one-pointer, Mike? Here, would you go for it? Takes the pressure off.
Why not?
Well, it does. It takes the pressure off Rovers and it increases the pressure on Saints. Campese, though, not interested on that occasion, but there's still a few tackles left in the bag and they're still bang in front of the sticks.
Now they don't standing back, so they're going to keep it out wide.
Oh,
that'll be a knock on.
It'll be brought back. Seo goes over, but it's brought back. It was a knock on.
Well, there's still hope. Trying to force the pass. Good pressure. Got to give a lot of credit there to Swift. Came in on the angle.
Dixon with the error.
And Chris Chester, the coach, he'll be very, very pleased with their performance tonight. But, you know, in many ways, he would have liked to have just kept possession, maybe the dink into the in-goal area, just control it. He looks calm and collected, and why not?
Well, Wigan have certainly hit the straps against Wakefield tonight, haven't they? They've won.
What does that mean for next Friday, Eddie? We go there. We got St. Helens going there, maybe on the back of the loss. Wigan with a big win. Saints wanting to bounce back.
Yes, they took St. Helens' unbeaten record off them last year. They might not have to bother this year because it looks like Hull KR are going to win this.
Yeah, the big fella Walmsley took his eye off the ball. You could see that Sean Lunt was squaring him up. He knows they've been beaten by a side that's really controlling. Okay, Saints, they had it in the bag in the first 15-20 minutes, but from there on in, the two intercept tries by Albert Kelly just lifted the home side, and it's well, it's been wonderful for the fans.
A big push at the scrum. Oh, has he got a knock on? Have they got a knock on? It's a knock on after the push at the scrum, a knock on by Hull Kingston Rovers.
Well, this is where Saints really should kick downfield, but have they got the speed?
Okay, heads in.
Yeah, knock on. It's a bad error. There's no fullback drop back for the Rovers.
Darryl Goulding was the man who produced the error. Huddersfield have beaten Warrington.
That's another shock, isn't it? That's another.
Well, they're going well. Huddersfield, 4 in a row now.
I do understand that, but that's a big scoreline, 29 points to 10. Well done to the Huddersfield Giants.
Well, Mr. Lunt's having his own personal battle with the two prop forwards. Walmsley first, now Amor.
Wilkin. Right, St. Helens off at your peril, though. With, what have we got? Just over 7 minutes remaining. Last one. Ohio. Wilkin and Burns. Dabbed through, picked up by Seo.
Yeah, good positioning. An option of the kick. Almost indicating that Saints are feeling a little bit tired.
I tell you what, I know that Phil, you're right. Travis Burns would never have been on the field if the doctor thought anything other than he's 100% fit. He has been battered and battered all night by this Hull Kingston Rovers team, of course, for which he was starring this time last year.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable there was going to be an element of competitiveness when he had his hands on the ball. I think, though, Brian mentioned he went to watch Hull Kingston Rovers last week. If I'd said to him on Monday that in this game Hull KR will miss less tackles than St. Helens, after the way that Saints have defended this season, you'd have thought I was a madman. But so far, it's Hull KR's defence that has helped them to win this game. I know we've seen the interception tries and some more other ones more recently, but their defence, for the majority of the match, it looks like it's getting even stronger. Look how quickly now they're moving up. They're getting excited when they don't have the ball.
Yes, the confidence is high, and that can only be good for the trip across the city on Thursday. Josh Jones goes down, and we go downstairs to Bill.
So, Eddie, the quandary, I think, for Kieran Cunningham after this game is going to be assessing the injury situation in his side, because if Travis Burns has picked up something more sinister just than a bruise around the eye, then he really has got problems. So he's already, John Wilkin has been performing magnificently in the standing role.
As Swift goes down the line. Oh, he's taking it on himself.
Oh, why on earth did he not pass? They might get away with it. I cannot believe that Swift went on his own. He had not one but two men, and they know it. Why on earth did he go for the glory? It was white line fever.
It was, and here is Burns taking to the line again, gets the ball away. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook goes over. Was that a forward pass? No, the try is given. The try is given to Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. This isn't over yet. Saints' unbeaten run is not over yet. They'll take this kick really quickly to try and convert the try and then have another bash. But Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook gets over the line, and he's setting up quite a finish here. Can Burns add the extras? He's in a real rush to take this.
Boy, that is a huge stroke of luck for the St. Helens outfit.
Yes, he's added the extras. The gap's down to 6. The clock now is important. There's just over 4 minutes remaining. 24-18, Hull KR.
Well, it looked as though they'd bombed it, but this man has dragged the champions back into this game. Who would have thought it? Why on earth do I do that? I cannot believe it. They were so fortunate that Lance O'Hire got there, and from this play the ball, it whipped round the back. They said they think it's forward. He was in a good position, but James Child, it's controversial.
Well, I think this pass has gone forward. It's probably about a metre forward. That he's obviously not in a good position for that, but it's back in the game.
Well, where were his touch judges?
I think because he was actually involved in the tackle and passed it around the play, it might have confused him. And it's not a case of every minute matters. It's every second counts now for St. Helens. They've got a sniff of something special here.
Yes, that's revitalised them, because they've still got the time, 3.5 minutes.
This is forward.
It's outrageously forward.
Nearly 2 metres.
The way back from the white line. It was picked up by McCarthy-Scarsbrook on the white line, if not over it. Anyway, that's now academic. The points are on the board for Saints, and here they come with O'Hire.
Good job that James Green got to it. He had a second bite. That could have been a penalty. They've got to be aware. They've got to be in control. Do not give away a silly penalty.
Last one here for the Saints, this set of 6. They're running it with Josh Jones. Jones puts his boot to the ball, but there was nobody there. The only man who was there was Albert Kelly, and he's seen a gap. And he's seen a gap. Will they get the ball back, St. Helens? There is a problem for a Televay, I think it is.
Yeah, he's hardly moving.
Well, they lost Joe Greenwood to a very serious arm injury last week. It could be a similar incident here for Televay. They've got 12 men on the field trying to defend.
It's got to be a very, very good kick and chase from the home side, and they know it. He went in awkward. It may be a shoulder problem.
This is Walker for Hull KR. They've reached the last. The kick from Campese has to be good, and it's not bad, but it's straight up the middle.
It's bouncing, and that's all that counts. They've got the numbers.
And they've got the chasers in the shape of Wellham and company. It was Maurice Blair who was round his ankles.
Kieran Dixon has got to be very aware now.
Well, he's standing really deep.
Yep. He knows that perhaps a little chip over, a little dribble through.
Here comes Walmsley. And the Black and Whites have lost. So this win, if they can claim it tonight for Hull KR, would be doubly delightful. The tackling well in centre field, and the coach is prowling the box. But here comes St. Helens with Burns, and wide it comes to Matty Dawson.
Good defence. Well done there, Josh Montelato should have played.
O'Hare, Burns, Wilkin. Was that forward? No. Turner, here is Swift, Adam Swift, infield it comes, Turner will score for Saints, Turner will score for St Helens, the try is given and a kick to come to rescue a point and an unbeaten record for St Helens. St Helens are doing what they've done so often in the past. They're doing it in 2015. They're fighting back from a seemingly hopeless situation.
Incredible, and I must say, he's had a magnificent game as Terry Campese, but he went for the option of getting the ball through, and this occasion, Swift wasn't going to make a mistake. Here's the long one, it's looping round, and that looks a touch forward. He did the right thing.
The touches have gone downfield though, expecting the kick, so he wasn't in line with the pass when it's thrown.
Well, I think it's just come out of John Wilkins' hands forward again. You know, that's the key to it. Doesn't matter what happens after that, it's come out of his hands forward.
But he's done well as Swift. He knows, and so is Jordan Turner. And you talk about pressure on this fella. Look at him, he's battered, he's bruised, there's blood all over his face.
But this kick, they're praying Hull Kingston Rovers and St Helens fans one way or the other. Burns misses! Burns misses! And the neutrals will say, perhaps, with a couple of really questionable passes for their last two tries, perhaps justice is seen to be done. Hull Kingston Rovers have won. St Helens, their unbeaten 100% record at the top of the Super League table, has been lost here at Hull Kingston Rovers. Their agony on this ground goes on.
Tremendous game, especially in the second half. You never say die, do you, about this St Helens outfit? And Travis Burns, as he was battered and bruised, who knows what he was seeing through those eyes. But it certainly wasn't spot on with the kick, and he'll be disappointed. But I think on the whole, you've got to say the Hull Kingston Rovers fully deserve to win this. But isn't it amazing that two forward passes, and two blatant ones as far as I'm concerned, could have really brought this game to an end as a draw?
Well, they haven't, and Travis Burns' miss means that Hull Kingston Rovers have come home with the points, and St Helens are beaten for the first time in 2015. What a match, what drama, boys, right to the last second.
I was very close to having egg on my face there, writing off St Helens too early. Look, I didn't pay a lot of attention in physics classes when I was in school, but I think one of Newton's laws was for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. You want to talk, John, about actions tonight and their consequences, the reaction on the other side.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all weekend. We spoke about it last night with reference to the Salford game. Remember the Greg Richards late hit on Campese, which resulted in a penalty downfield, and the Montelato goal, which ultimately proved the difference. But there's another one here, because after that goal, St Helens, who until that point had still looked, although 8 points behind, or 6 points behind before the penalty, like they weren't panicking, and then they start to change the way they play, forcing silly passes like that from inside their own 10-15 metre area. I like this a lot. I like this first tackle from a penalty straight out to Campese, and he's got the confidence in his young fullback, his inexperienced fullback, to break the tackle. Look at that 3-on-3 there, and Travis Burns just misses the tackle straight away. Now, of course, from then we thought, at that point, I thought that was game done.
Well, that's 24 points to 12. Then a Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook try from what seemed to be a forward pass from Travis Burns. Crowd here are going, they're up in arms about that. Then this happens, and had he kicked this conversion, John, I think you need a Securicore van or another sort of security van to get the referee off the field.
Two things. Two obvious forward passes. Now, you mentioned and spoke very eloquently about this in commentary, about the referees having to make decisions on the fly. What I'd like to pick up on is Swift, who's learning on the job. He made a complete Horlicks of the first attempt he had, which eventually led to Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook's try 2 plays on. learning on the fly like that is a sign of a player who's not rattled under pressure and someone who could provide the key pass at the key time and at least set up the option for the draw from Travis Burns. But it was not to be, and Saints didn't deserve anything out of this tonight.
I want to take you back 80 minutes before you're coming into this game. Now, consider what you had said before the game and put this performance into into your thoughts now.
I think many congratulations to Hull KR. It looks like the different facets of their game across the field are starting to knit now, and a great result for a really partisan and passionate crowd, and they deserve the 2 points.
Yeah, against the champions, against an unbeaten side, led of course tonight by one of their star pre-season signings, Terry Campese, I should say. He's man of the match. He's talking to Bill.
Terry, what a phenomenal game that was, and just for a moment there it looked as though you're going to be robbed.
Oh mate, I can't thank the boys enough for the effort they put in. Going into this game, we're down a lot of troops. Only had 2 front rows going in, probably the smallest bench you've seen in a long time. The boys dug deep, and thank God Burnsy missed that last kick.
To be the first side to beat St Helens, the champions this season, that is some feather in your cap.
Yeah, it is. They're the best side in the competition at the moment, and we knew they'd go into this game, and we knew it was going to take a tremendous effort to get the 2 points, and I thought the boys dug in, right to that last minute, and just happy to get the 2 points. It was much needed for us. Where we're sitting on the table, so tight competition, anything can happen in this game.
Listen to this lot. It's amazing, this club, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy, mate. We've got the derby this Thursday now, so hopefully they all turn up and cheer us on, and it's going to be another big game for us.
Well done tonight, the man of the match performance, Terry.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, Chris Chester, the Hull Kingston Rovers coach, able to enjoy this one. Did you enjoy that one? Because it was a bit nail-biting.
Yeah, no, it was a good performance. I thought we were very aggressive. I thought we deserved the victory. That I didn't really have to do a team talk today because everybody's written us off. I'd like to thank Barry McDermott for that. He called us a touch and pass team during the week, and we proved a few people wrong tonight. But what they can't have a go at these guys is effort, and they've got plenty of heart as well.
To be fair, I mean, defensively tonight, this probably would be your best performance of the season.
Without a doubt, and like I said, my team talk before the game were quite easy. A lot of people had written us off in the media, and some of us on as well, and it's really pleasing to get the result against a very good St Helens side.
Well done, Chris.
Thank you.
Well, Kieran Cunningham is with us as well, and coming straight down from the gantry. And Kieran, I mean, this is always a tough ground to come to. A Friday night, Rovers fired up, and you need to be on top of your game. Were you tonight?
Do you know, Bill, I thought we prepared really well. We came to the game, everything was good. I thought we was by far the most dominant team, in the first opening 20 minutes. They scored 2 breakaway tries, and they scored a try off a kick. But all credit to Hull KR. They built into the game, but lovely, defensively we threw a lot of them down that end of the park. Whether it was smart or whether it was dumb, that's for me as a coach to sort out. But Hull KR defended the line resiliently, and they deserved the game. But all credit to my players, they had 2 chances at the end, and they took the chances, and it came to a kick. Would it have been a fair result for Hull KR? I don't believe it would have been. I think they got the just deserves, and you generally get in rugby league what you deserve, and we didn't deserve to win tonight.
The worry coming out of this game is going to be James Roby picks up a knock. I mean, Travis Burns took a hell of a battering tonight. You went into the game with people battered and bruised, and you've got Easter coming.
Oh, that's just rugby league though, isn't it? It's a tough sport, and you deal what you get through in it, and I think everybody in the competition is probably going through similar things across the board, so we'll just review our injuries and see how bad we are, and then we'll try and get ourselves patched up for next Friday.
Thanks, Kieran.
Thank you very much.
Well, Kieran Cunningham and Chris Chester, they faced each other in the 2000 Grand Final at Old Trafford. Cunningham's Saints beat Chester's Wigan on that occasion by 29 points to 16. Chris Chester has got a little bit of revenge tonight. His players celebrating with their supporters. Next up for them, it's Hull FC. Next up for Wigan, for St Helens rather, it is Wigan. This has been a tremendous battle, and battle is the right word. And in the end, Rovers have won it, and St Helens are no longer 100% at the top of the table.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
Where they lead, don't follow. Take to the streets. Rebel against your state of mind. Ride your road without crowd or clique. You Go straight, forward, think clear, mutineer, overtake the fake, be renegade.
This takes crazy to a whole nother level.
Let's do this.
Fast and Furious 7.
Gambleaware.co.uk. Some think we're all the same, but we're not. Others see the game as only one result. But we see hundreds of opportunities to win. From the number of corners to the time of the cards. Every goal scored is important as the next. Every shot, every block, every save. From the first to the last minute, we make every moment matter. Join us, William Hill, the home of betting.
Get 1/3 off rail fares for you and the person you travel with most for just £30 a year. The Two Together rail card. Where will it take you?
In the Army, you get paid to develop new skills that will set you up for life. Find out more. Search Army Jobs.
Enjoy our Easter mega deals now on at Curry's PC World. This Panasonic Smart TV gives you free time 7-day catch-up, so you'll never miss your favourite show from $3.99. This Shark Steam Mop is double-sided, so you can clean twice as much in one go. Just £69. Get an extra 10% off marked prices on selected Beko built-in appliances, like this multifunction oven. Take it home today for $149. At Curry's PC World, we start with you.
Your empire is where your dreams come to life. Plan quickly, build quickly, or be destroyed quickly. Will you build an empire that lasts forever? Will you be my hero? Game of War. Play for free now from the App Store.
If I wanted a new suit, I wouldn't come to a fancy dress shop. And if I needed to jump in a cab, I'm not going to jump at the nearest space hopper, am I? And if I want a haircut, I'm not going to ask a gardener to give me a trim. So if I want to play online casino, why would I go anywhere else other than casino.com? Not only are there massive jackpots, but we also get some of the very latest games with a £20 free play. So why go anywhere else? Casino.com, the only place to play.
It's Easter, so get creative. At Tesco, we have plenty of ideas to keep the kids entertained. From cookie baking to adventuring on our great club card days out, and inspired meal ideas for all the family. To join the fun, visit tesco.com/Easter.
It was one door that he had locked from the inside, and I knew.
The police don't care because these are black women.
Whatever you do, do not call 911.
He's only killing hookers.
Oh, he's trapped.
Award-winning director Nick Broomfield investigates the disappearance of hundreds of women.
If they're not in these photos, where are they?
Tales of the Grim Sleeper, Monday at 9 on Sky Atlantic HD.
And the new welterweight champion of the world.
Kell Brook comes home to make his first world title defence tomorrow on Sky Sports.
Ladbrokes, proud sponsor of the Super League on Sky Sports.
So confirmation of the scoreline here. St Helens beaten for the first time in 2015. Hull Kingston Rovers rose to the occasion. 24 points to 22, the final score. And they're in fine fettle now for the local derby against Hull FC. This is the way round 7 has shaped up so far. Almost over. One to come tomorrow. Castleford have beaten Hull FC by 20 points to 14. They go into the derby with a defeat behind them. What happened here was dramatic. What happened at Warrington was dramatic. A 29-10 win for the Huddersfield Giants, who are on a roll at the moment. They were 4 in a row now they've won. And Wigan, they have beaten Wakefield by 52 points to 10. Well, Barry and Terry have been keeping an ear and an eye over everything that's gone on tonight. That Warrington-Huddersfield game, fellas, that was dramatic too, wasn't it?
It was, Eddie. Many fans will walk away from here this evening, then they'll be shocked. But if you go to Warrington, you look what happened to them. Huddersfield, as you say, went into the game on the back of 3 straight defeats, and they started the game very confidently. They were under pressure from Warrington, but it was all about Jamie Ellis. The kicking game from Huddersfield was absolutely exceptional. It was a constant threat right the way through the game, and spend a lot of time down near the Warrington line, and Danny Brough kicks this 1-pointer just before half time to go into the changing room, 7 points to 0. So when Warrington were under pressure, you could see that a number of the players were coming up on the edge because Huddersfield took the chances, they took the ball to the line, and the kicking game from Danny Brough and that man Aaron Murphy, who scores the try, you will see that coming up later on. But then Warrington, when they get hold of the ball and they get down here, they can cause problems. Gareth O'Brien going in 2 minutes into the second half, and then Warrington shift the ball out. And have a little look at this finish from Kevin Penney on the back of a Stephen Ratchford break. He knows how to score tries, Stephen Ratchford. The 2 players that we've been talking about in Danny Brough and Aaron Murphy, well, the same 2 players, and again Danny Brough at the line, perfect little kick, and the man's there again to pounce and score that ball. Warrington, well, they were behind on the scoreboard, 10 points to 17. They get out from dummy half, they throw that interception pass, they were chasing the game, they made meters from dummy half. They weren't as creative as what they would like to have been. Warrington, there was a number of players looking round, and this was the last try, and Tony Smith will be disappointed with conceding this try. The game finishes 29 points to 10 in favour of the Huddersfield Giants, and Eddie, they were absolutely brilliant. They were worth the win. They forced the past Warrington on a number of occasions, and then when you look at what Warrington did do, they only looked dangerous when they went from dummy half. I don't think there was that creative spark, but when you have the man like Danny Brough in the side, well, it was all about them.
And just to reiterate the 2 other scorelines, Castleford beating Hull FC 20 points to 14, but the opponents of St Helens, the side we saw lose tonight, Wigan, they needed to prove a point. They had a virtually error and mistake-free 30 minutes to go into the changing rooms, 26 points to 4, with Chris Riley crossing for Wakefield. And it was a comprehensive second half. 2 tries for Liam Farrell, Matty Smith, Dom Manfredi, he grabbed a brace as well. Gelling got a hat-trick, and Lee Mossop getting over as well. So plenty of points, plenty of tries. Here are the tries. And Wigan, as I say, went into the game trying to probably get some confidence, probably trying to make up some ground in terms of their mentality and psychology. Liam Farrell getting over for the first try, probably getting rid of a few nerves as well along the way. And that opening half an hour was all about Wigan, was all about trying to be dominant. Tony Clubb getting his try. And when they play on the front foot, they play at the back of the dominant half-backs, you see some quality involvements from Matty Smith. That's a beautiful ball from Joel Tompkins to find the winger, John Manfredi. Don Manfredi getting 2 on the night. Ali Lawatiti with a simple pass, simple hands. Chris Riley getting over just before half-time. There was a bit of a blot on the copybook. Sean Wayne, I'm sure, would have settled his troops down, settled his side down and said, no, let's get back to doing what we do best. Pressure our opposition when we're defending, and that's a perfect example. Gelling picking up the scraps. And it's the speed of the play of the ball, it's the speed of thought. Matty Smith finding George Williams, finding Ryan Hampshire, should I say, and Hans getting another Wigan try for Joe Burgess. But Wakefield, they had endeavour, they had effort, kept the ball alive, and the ever industrious McShane gets over for their second and final.